from one male toward another. Anyway, pretty fascinating behavior. I thought for a moment as the one was kind of running into the other, that's what we were about to see. Thought for a moment that might happen, and who knows, keep an eye on that. That could be pretty cool. Anyway, service in a lot of signs. The males are going to use those curved horns to spar to establish dominance mating. Again, could be a playfighting thing, but it is how they establish dominance. The horns are also incredibly sharp, and they are very brave. They'll stand around and fight predators rather than run from them. Some predators kind of learn to avoid them. But yeah, that is still a teenage male. Anyway, there's some younger ones to the left. I don't know if strictly speaking you call them calves or babies or not. Still pretty cool. Giraffe. Usually a 15-month-long gestation period and typically 1 day at a time. 80 to 90% are born in the same 2-3 period. I don't even know if I see 10 right here, so I'm sure there are more up ahead actually by the top of the tree up there. Wildebeest migration. These white-bearded wildebeest here have a top speed of about 50 miles an hour, which is nursing right now, which is quite fascinating. The one that is kind of hidden in the tall grasses there. You can identify them by their stripes. The same would go for the spots of painted dogs and giraffe. The zebra is also an equine species. They're related to horses. The tallest monkey in the world. The bright red and blue nose and bottom partially inspired Rafiki of the Lion King. He was an amalgamation of different monkeys or other inspirations. That's where the color came from. And by the way, Rafiki nuts and everything. They can break off, although that's not something you'll see all that often. The eland and all that. Interesting to note, actually, the closest or biggest adult female there is actually missing her right tusk. Might even be missing the left one, I just can't see. No, the left one's there, but you can see even almost a hole, really. That's interesting. Anyway, you see maybe that other elephant flinging some dirt on its back. Elephants have pretty sensitive skin, protecting their body with mud, and protecting them from sunburn. The female eland, the springbok, and the male eland is kind of just back and to the right, so you can see. One thing I guess I should mention, the ones that are laying down are laying on eggs, but these two dark gray legs, white and gray bodies, feathers, those are the chicks, those are the babies. Group of rainbows, more colorful flamingo in the Caribbean, more algae, so different dice of those colors kind of what works out. I would assume that the ones that are in the water here closer to us that are partially gray, they're in front of it. Hopefully you can see those a little better. There's also an ostrich running around up ahead, so that'll be fun. Anyway, a group of cheetahs, typically pretty small, it's called a coalition, 2 or 4 or something like that. They're the fastest land animal in the world. They go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. Could potentially outrun a cheetah. Fastest biped, pretty cool actually to see it run. Fastest biped in the world. It's a pretty cool comeback story. A group of rhinos is called a crash. We want to be a little careful. You might also have that white, the one white rhino there for protection. The back of the barrels keep the tusk facing outward here. There are only 2 northern, a mother and daughter pair. So those are the least and most endangered rhinos in the world. Scientists have been making progress with the northern white rhino. They might be able to bring them back, but at the very least we've been to southern white rhino, but can now be found throughout the world and are domesticated for the milk. Now, a cool thing, farmers can domesticate these goats, and if they have the beehive fence, they can sell the milk and the honey or use them. Simple things like that in rural Africa can help reduce reliance on wild population, cut back on hunting of antelope and stuff like that. So they can be helpful in conservation too.